will proceed out of his mouth to smite the nation.
That's right.
He coming to go to war, so you never read this in church, so-called church.
Right.
Nope.
No, I'm not here to bring peace. I'm here to bring the sword.
That's right.
That'll rattle any gangbanger out here, man. He be like, "Ooh, let me get down with Christ." I ain't know he was not coming to hand out turkeys.
Right. He got no bullets to shoot him. Right.
Come on, brother.
For I have come to set a man at variance against his father.
A variance mean difference. Christ said, "I'm here to put a difference between you and your father.
That's right.
You and your earthly father."
That's right.
Oh, see, this is revolution talk right here,
Yeah,
man.
that's revolution talk.
That's not Ned Flanders and you in La La Land, because today your vibration is, hey, my daddy don't want it, I ain't gonna get it.
That's right.
That's the wrong spirit to be in.
And Abraham wasn't in that spirit either. His daddy was an idolater, and he went against them gods. And his daddy for that was gonna have him killed for that. So when you talk about biological father, Christ so eloquently and so good spoke about it in Matthew 12 that's who do the will of your father. Your father, your mother, and your sister and your brother's the one that do the will of the Father. You gotta get out of this carnal mind state and get in your spiritual mind state. That same spiritual rock that followed us was Christ, who ate the same spiritual meat, the same spiritual drink. Right? That's what that means, spiritual. Spiritual.
Yeah.
If we gonna point fingers, everybody got inconsistencies.
That's right.
But what you know spiritually, it remain in you if it's gonna stay in you.
Right.
No matter what you decide you're gonna do.
Your daddy say, I ate pork all my life and raised you on pork. You say no.
You say no.
That sounds like variance to me.
Yeah.
That sounds like variance.
That's sure what I got here with. Boy, you been doing this all your little young life. I said, but you know, when I was a child, I spoke as a child.
That's right.
And when I became a man, I put away that childish stuff.
Yeah. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? You told me to look before I leap, think before I speak, and watch the company that I keep. Now, if I'm going by what you taught me, you being a hypocrite right now. Because you ain't even searched out what it is you celebrate.
And that you teaching me.
That's a hypocrite. That's a hypocritical person. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. Then also I'll tell you that I would never lie to you. Stop lying.
Stop lying.
You're lying. You're lying.
You know what I'm saying? How do you whoop your child for lying and you feeding them lies? How do you whoop your child for lying? Don't you lie to me. Don't you lie to me. But you got them thinking that it's a Santa Claus.
Right.
Shame on you.
Easter bunny.
The Easter
Shame
bunny.
on you.
The tooth fairy.
You
Easter
bunny.
You feed them the lies.
Easter bunny.
It's natural when you accept the true gospel. There's going to be spiritual contention between you and your loved ones. Because they want to hold on to the spirit of the world. It's going to be that, man.
It's going to be that.
That's why you got to endure, man. We first found out these scriptures, some of us at different parts in life. You know what I'm saying? Me going on 9 years ago, man, I was in my early 20s. Boy, you was getting mocked. You heard me? But we had to endure. And we had to study. And that way, you know what I'm saying, when it came down for some spiritual warfare, I wasn't finna be the one backpedaling.
Right.
And up in the house, scared to bring out the word. You know what I'm saying? If anything, you gonna watch what you say around me.
Exactly. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. So until I was ready to speak, I shut down and studied. You feel me? And opened my mouth when I understood a little something. And I was fully persuaded in faith. Then I opened my mouth and start getting words.
And you just spill it out.
And it naturally is gonna be contention. Y'all gotta get out of there thinking, oh yeah, I received this. Let me go tell my grandmama and all them. Yeah, go tell them, but don't be surprised when they reject it. You feel me? And then once they reject it and you start feeling that certain way, that's that bitter part of that word, man. And you have to take that. That's the whole road. If you part of his. We read when he was rejected, a man of sorrows, acquainted with grief, man. That's part of the walk. That's just what it is, man. It's just what it is. Getting fired off jobs. That's part of it, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me hear this plot on me on my job now, man. And I do flawless work. They say be there at 2:30, I be there at 2:15. But they still plotting, no. But you know, hey, my time's in the Lord's hand. I ain't worried about none of that.
That's what it is.
I'm still out here getting it in.
I done had jobs
Before
that
you
put me there for a reason. Spread the word, then he says, now it's time to go.
It's time to
I
go.
got another spot for you.
Before you could work, who was taking care of you?
Exactly, man.
I'm just saying. Who was taking care of you when you didn't know what work was?
Exactly. Exactly.
That's what it is right there. You've replaced the faith in God with faith in the system.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Yeah. And it's a Babylonian construct. Yeah. It's all designed for you to not have faith in God.
Yeah. And thus making your faith conditional. Yeah. You'll say, I serve God as long as I got a job.
Right.
You feel me? But when the money run out,
when the
and you only got your persecution and the lint in your pocket, then it's like, oh no, I ain't down with that. That's the part of the word, man. That's just part of it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's just part of it. We gotta endure to the end, brothers and sisters.
Right. That's right.
Strap them boots up. You feel me? And stand on this front line and boldly proclaim this gospel.
That's right.
That's just what it is.
To the death. Gird up.
That's just what it is. Like even on my job, I mean, they spirit so vexed. Like, I don't even crack them over the head with it. They come asking.
Right.
You feel me? And then when they ask me, I ask them, are you sure you want to know the answer to that?
Right.
Yeah, I want to know the answer.
That's the one.
And then I got to give it to you.
That's the one.
Even if it's better to you. You know what I'm saying?
So when we go to this 2 Corinthians 6, we need to start at 1, because you just said everything.
Okay, well, let's do it, bro. Let's get it. Let's read 1 through 10.
Let's get it.
You brothers got to endure to the end in this truth, man. You don't run out of gas. You'll be mocked.
You will be mocked.
And that means you didn't count the cost. You remember the parable about building the tower? Yeah. And he say, look, man, if you ain't count the cost, you gonna get halfway through building, and then everybody else gonna mock you back. Because you didn't have enough to finish. Make sure you have enough to finish Israel.
Right.
All right, come on, brother.
Finish it up. 35 again. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And a man's foes shall be they of his own household.
Your enemies gonna be there in your own household, man. Starting with your own people and even within your own biological house.
That's right. Ain't the Gentiles mocking us for saying we Jews?
Yeah.
They already know.
Yeah, they are.
They already know.
Good point.
They already know.
Yeah, they done did the research. They know. You know, you look at some of our videos we just did, man. Most of those books were put together by them. They know the images of the slaves on the wall in Egypt with dark-skinned people, man.
How do you think they know how to put you into captivity?
Right. Yeah.
They know the prophecy on you.
If we keep this from them, they won't know. They ain't gonna read it.
They know that. The book that you couldn't read when your ancestors came to this country as slaves, the only book they ain't want you to read was the Bible.
That's right.
If it's a deception like some of the people who don't believe that have other religious basis, they say, well, the Bible was made up. So why they didn't want us to read the deception?
Right.
If it was put here to make us be deceived, why wouldn't they want us to read it when we got here?
And that's why so many of our people reject it to this day, saying it's the white man book.
Man, that's a lie. That's the biggest lie.
lie.
The Bible prophesied about the end of the white man. And
why would he let that be published?
It prophesied about the end of the white man, his kingdom, his way of life.
Right.
End of the Gentile. The end of the Gentile rule. You feel me? So you can't even say that. And if it was all fairy tale and la la land, they would have never killed. They would have never killed Nat Turner.
Right.
Never. He'd have never been murdered.
That's right.
Men would have never been murdered for understanding how to read the Bible.
That's right.
You feel me? If it was just made up and fictitious.
That's right.
Now every kingdom has had their own dispensation on this earth to rule. This is Esau's rulership. We are at the end of it. You feel me? So yeah, he was holding up the Bible, but he taught you his version, what we call the pagan gospel.
That's right.
You feel me?
He had to have an overseer out there.
And then told you was him. And told you he is us.
That's right. Right.
That's all that was, man.
That's right.
They done flipped the script.
The true meaning of flip the script.
Right.
They know what it is, man. And you'll see, man, they don't even know the scriptures, man.
That's right.
Caucasians don't know the Bible, man.
They don't know it.
At all, man. Like,
the
for
order
real.
is that they come to an Israelite to understand it because we was chosen by God to do that.
That's right.
Who
was just sitting over there?
Not that we chose him, but he chose us. The tree is not the grass, and the grass ain't the water, and the earth is not the wind, but all of it fit the purpose of the Most High. One thing is going on between us is that one jealous of the other's role.
That's right.
We just here to be what God made us to be.
That's right.
Period.
He said he will provoke us to jealousy with a strange nation.
With a strange nation.
Those that are not a people.
Right.
Not because they're not his people.
They're not his people.
Not his people.
Let's get this, brother. 2 Corinthians 6.
2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 1. We then, as workers together with him, beseech you also, that ye receive not the grace of God in vain.
So you can receive the grace of God in vain, man.
Yeah.
A lot of y'all like to pull that grace card out. We under grace. We ain't got to keep the commandments. But it says just be Romans 6, verse 1 through 4 tell you just because you under grace don't mean you got a badge to break the commandments.
That's right.
You don't have a badge to sin because God gave you grace.
That's right.
We are just not administering the judgments right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Because judgment been given to Christ.
That's right.
You see that?
That's right.
So don't receive the grace of God in vain, man.
vain.
That's
That's
All right, come on, brother.
Verse 2. For he saith, I have heard thee in the time of acceptance, and in the day of salvation have I scourged thee.
Succour,
Succored thee.
meaning comfort thee.
Comfort thee, yeah.
All right, come on, bro.
Behold, now is the acceptable time.
Now is the acceptable time. You need to turn back now.
Right now.
While the day is the day.
Right now.
And repent, meaning come back to the righteous path of the Most High.
That's right.
The commandments, laws, statutes, judgments, in faith of His Son.
That's right.
You feel me? And being that we're not executing physical judgments, we do spiritually discern between what's right and wrong.
That's right.
We do warn you of the terror of the Lord. That if you continue in that, the Lord gonna body you.
Yeah.
He gonna kill you.
That's
And
right.
that's the love we have for our people, man. Even with ourselves, we read these scriptures and it cuts us.
That's right.
That's right.
There you go.
right.
It cuts
There you
us.
go. Yeah.
That's why we out here now.
Yeah. But if we waited to your version of what a holy man should be, would nobody be out here
Would
teaching
nobody
us.
be out here
Right.
If we waited for a nod from society, okay, now brother, you're righteous. Get on out there. No.
No.
I got a precept for what you just said, brother. Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed
Right.
speedily. Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Because you don't see the heads rolling from the judgment of God.
Right.
It's fully set in you to do evil, meaning the Most High gave grace, and you said, whoa, off work, it's all good.
Yeah.
Thank God it's Friday.
Yeah.
Let me go mack his woman and kill that brother and
Right.
do this and do that. We got grace now.
Right.
Is that the understanding that the Bible's coming in?
Right.
No, it's not.
No,
man.
it is not.
And because you're not seeing it, you think you can do something and get away with it.
Yeah.
Verse 12. Though a sinner do evil 100 times, and his days be prolonged, yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear before your house.
See, it shall be well with them that fear before the Most High. See, that's the problem. People don't fear the Lord. You think he the tooth fairy or Santa Claus.
Satan.
Satan Claus.